Hi and welcome to a quick video on the differences between the Evo and the LiPlay. You may be unsure about which one to buy. The Evo is due to be released very soon. Both are part of the Fuji Instax Hybrid range and both print onto the Instax mini film. So the LiPlay's been out for a little while now. You can buy it for about £150. The Evo I bought from Japan for £185. That's including import duties. I don't know the retail price of that yet, but I imagine it'd be closer to, say, £190. So yeah, which one to choose and is it worth an upgrade? Let's have a look. So in terms of how they look, I would say the LiPlay's an odder looking camera. It's quite different in its design. I would say it looks a bit Art Deco-y. I went for the gold and black. You can also get it in grey and black and also stone white. The Evo is trying to look more like a traditional camera. So it's trying to look almost like an analog camera. Take, for example, the print lever. That's trying to look like a film advance lever. I would say, though, I do prefer the button on the LiPlay for printing because I have caught it a few times and it feels a bit fragile. Both, unfortunately, have a built-in battery, which is a shame. So you can't easily replace the battery. Yeah, so in terms of what you get in the box, you get the compact strap, kind of the standard with the LiPlay, but with the Evo you get a much nicer strap. You get a nice thick strap and you've got these tags and you can click it on and off. So the strap you get in the box is much better. So let's just take a look. So the sizes, as you can see, the LiPlay is slightly smaller. It's also slightly lighter, but not by much. It has more curved edges. One difference you will notice is the addition of a tripod hole on the Evo that doesn't exist, unfortunately, on the LiPlay. The screen's also different. It's double the resolution on the Evo, which is quite a nice upgrade because I found the resolution on the LiPlay slightly lacking and it's only just about acceptable, I would say. Both are completely made of plastic. There's texture to them, but yeah, they're quite tactile, but they are plastic. The only thing that isn't plastic is the lens, which is glass. You may also notice, actually, there's a cold shoe mount on the Evo that isn't on the LiPlay. This allows you to add accessories such as lighting. You may need this for indoor images because I find the LED flashes not powerful enough. So both have the same size LED. Even though this one looks bigger, it's the diffuser that's bigger, not the actual LED itself. The range of LED flashes for these are about 2 meters, so it's not that powerful, unfortunately. So there's also the sound function on the LiPlay that doesn't exist on the Evo. These two here are shutter buttons. If you press this one, as well as taking the image, it will also record the sound clip. And that they both get saved onto the SD card, so you have a sound file and a JPEG file. And what you can do is you can print off a QR code onto the image, and you can scan that QR code to play back the sound. So you can add messages to the image. You've got to upload a sound clip to a server, and that's how the person access it. It's not up there forever. I think they delete it after, say, a year or two, but obviously you've got the physical, you've got the actual copy on your SD card. Personally, I don't miss this because I don't really use it much. So on the Evo, I haven't really missed that. Another unfortunate thing I would say is they haven't upgraded the camera itself. It's exactly the same. It's the same 1/5 of an inch sensor. They both produce images around 5 megapixels, and looking at the quality between the two, I haven't noticed any difference. The main difference between these cameras is the software itself and the many more filters you get on the Evo. So in terms of the camera itself, it's an aperture of f2, focal length of 28 millimeters. The range is, they say, from 10 centimeters to infinity, but to be honest, you can get much closer than that, I find, with these cameras. Even though this one has a dedicated macro function, you can get to a similar distance with this one, so I would say there's not much difference there. In terms of the actual Bluetooth printing capability through the app, they both print 12.5 dots per millimeter from the app. I find the experience very similar. There's not much difference. The apps are pretty much the same. You can do things like remote shooting. You've got a couple of filters, not many, and you can change like brightness, contrast, and that kind of thing. There is some differences with the Evo. There's two print modes. There's natural and rich mode, which don't exist on the LiPlay. Also, when you print from the camera, it's double the resolution of the, so it goes up to 25 dots per millimeter, but not through the app. So now I'm just going to quickly show you where the main differences lie, and that's with the software actually on the camera itself. So if we start with the Evo, the screen on here is so much nicer because it's double the resolution. It's slightly bigger as well, I think. So if we just have a quick look at the film filters, you have vivid, pale, canvas, monochrome, sepia, yellow, red, blue, retro. And to scroll through the lens filters, we have vignette, soft focus, blur, fisheye, color shift, light leak, mirror, double exposure. This one's one of my favorites because you can do some really creative things with this. So you can overlay two images on each other. You can't do this, unfortunately, with the LiPlay. So that's one I would miss. And I also like half frame as well because you put two images onto the same film. In terms of the actual menu pages, there's a lot more choice on this camera. So this menu here, you can like change the white balance. On the LiPlay, you only have auto, whereas more options on here. Also, there's more options in the main menu as well. So you've got things like face detection, you've got the print quality modes. Print brightness, you can lighten your prints. I don't think you can do that on the LiPlay. So yeah, slightly more choice on this camera. So yeah, that was the Evo. Now let's take a look at the LiPlay. These buttons here are presets, so you can save filters or frames. There's also a preset function on the Evo, which is quite important because there's so many different combinations and you can just select your favorites. I think you can save up to 3. Okay, so it's quite simple. You have, obviously you've got your self timer that's on both, and you've also got your flash. So the menu pages, quite simply, got exposure control there. Quite similar in that respect. So it's got 6 filters. So if I just quickly show you them. So that's no filter, stylish, vivid, fisheye, poster, black and white, sepia. The 6 that are on here are quite usable filters. They're quite good filters. So if you're not too fussed about having so many filters, the LiPlay is still pretty good, I would say. And the frames, I don't really use the frames much, to be honest with you, because I'm of a certain age, but some people may like that. So these are the different. LightFX is trying to create like a light leak effect. We also saw that on the Evo. I would say the one on the Evo is better though, because it changes every time. It's just a bit, looks more genuine. Yeah, and those are the different frames. So yeah, it's pretty simple. On this one, you can zoom in after you've taken the image and then print. On the Evo, you can zoom in before you take the image and after you take the image. But it won't make much difference because it's a digital zoom and it's not a lens zoom, so it'd be a similar resolution. So it's not too much of a loss on the LiPlay not having that ability to zoom in like you can, say, on here, because you can do it after. So now I'm just going to quickly summarize. I have done a hands-on review and it's on my YouTube channel. Please take a look if you're thinking about buying the Evo. I also have written review which compares these two alongside the Square Hybrid cameras as well. Okay, so the main differences with the Evo is it's pretty much the software, and it's kind of dressed up a bit, made to look analog. So you've got way more filters. So if you like being creative, this one most probably is for you. And plus you have a much nicer screen. You've got really good filters like the double exposure, which you won't get on the LiPlay. You also got the cold shoe mount. It's not a hot shoe mount, so it's not a synchronized mount, but you can still use it to add additional lighting if you wish, or even a viewfinder if you don't like using the screen. And obviously there's more menu options, say with the white balance, for example. There's more print options, so you can lighten your prints, and you've also got 2 different print modes. And obviously you've got the tripod hole. With the LiPlay, it is cheaper, and some people may like the sound function that you don't get on the Evo. The filters it does have are quite good ones, so it's not too much of a loss. The interface is quite simple, but so is the Evos. They're both very easy to use. In terms of being a Bluetooth printer, I would say they're pretty much the same. You're not losing anything if you did go for the LiPlay there. So yeah, personally, I would go for the Evo. If I was to choose, if I was buying this now and I didn't have either of these, just because it's newer, and I like the screen on the back and the added filters. It is a shame that they didn't upgrade the sensor, I would say. That would have been a great upgrade if they did. So if you have the images on your computer, you will see pixelation as you zoom in. But the purpose of these cameras is to print onto a small film. So Fujifilm most probably don't see that as important, but it is nice to have really nice digital print images as well. So it is a bit of a shame. But personally, I don't miss that because I use these more for printing my images, and the digital copies are my backups and just a way to decide what and what not to print. Okay, so let me know what you think. Which one would you go for? Are you thinking about upgrading from LiPlay to the Evo? Write your comments below, and thank you for listening. Goodbye.